Aloha and welcome everyone to this live program. And our program this month, we've changed the title and the focus for the new year. And the program is Heart to Spirit Connections with Karinna Nielsen. And we'll let somebody else in here. There we go. So our new focus is a monthly webinar program to expand your heart connection with spiritual guidance. And as we connect our hearts together and to our spirit selves, we elevate our awareness of everything we see unfolding in our world today. And it's been a dream of mine for a long time to help fellow spiritualists make better connections to their heart and to their spiritual guidance. So that's what I want to focus this program on. And that helps us navigate the challenges that we have in our world every day, because we all have to live in this third dimensional world, right? But as spiritualists, we know that we can elevate our awareness and get out of that third dimensional world, at least in meditation. But we can also carry that with us in our hearts throughout the day and open up to the spiritual guidance that's always there. So part of this program is to help you understand the tools that I've been using of the Lemurian wisdom, principally that I learned from Kahu Fred Sterling and Master Guide Kirill, my mentors. And this is the Lemurian wisdom, such as the 10 principles of consciously creating, signature cell healing, channeled writing is also very helpful, meditation. All of these things are very helpful to us for our everyday lives, because we all come in here with a blueprint, right? We come in with a life blueprint. But did you know that you have an entourage of spiritual guidance that's walking with you every day, all around you? And maybe if we can connect better into that spiritual guidance, then we can live our lives more in harmony and in love and in a better flow. And it makes everything in our world seem a little bit more tolerable if we're in a difficult situation, but also we can understand why we created that in our lives. Because as I said, we come in a blueprint, and that blueprint has our life plan. And there are reasons that we have whatever we have going on in our life. And if we connect into that spiritual guidance, we can better understand that. So let me begin. I've already started kind of into what this program is about, but our topic today is 2023, a year of transformation. And we'll get right to that topic right after I do a short opening prayer, just to center us. So everybody, just wherever you are, just relax and breathe and take some nice deep breaths as I call upon the Creator's light, the Christ light, the Goddess wheel of love, all of the guides, the angels, the higher selves, the guardian lights, the energies of love that guide us in our journey. We pray now to open our hearts to the spirit connections that we have walking with us every day. And we know that within our hearts, there is the answer to our journey and the challenges that we feel in our lives every day. So we open our hearts now to receive the guidance, and I pray that all the energies of love that gather today bring a flow to this program and a beautiful energy of love. And we offer this in humble love and gratitude. And so it is in love. Amen. So that centers us. And I want to just mention that one thing that I like to do every day is this 5 breath self-healing meditation. And you can learn more about that on the Signature Cell Healing website. And that's just a breathing practice that will really help to center you and focus you. And what it does is it oxygenates your physical body. It brings the light into your cells. And when you do that, you can bring the love into the level where you are now and open yourself to the next steps. So that's why I like the 5 breath self-healing meditation. And there's an ebook and there's a video on the Signature Cell Healing website that you can look at. Then I wanted to let you know that everybody's muted, I suppose. Yes, everybody's muted. And if you want to ask a question anytime, just raise your hand if you have a share, because this program is also for you to share your journey right now, your heart's journey, and ask your questions. And together we can find the answers to what's going on. And what is going on? This is a year of transformation. And I wanted to say that since the beginning of this year, and maybe a little bit before, for me, it felt like somebody pushed the fast forward button on life, because everything is moving really fast. And what I found is, of course, the Lemurian numerology always helps me understand the energies that we're in. And we'll talk about that in a moment. And I'll also talk to you a little bit about what I feel is I have to focus on one thing. I cannot, I'm a real good multitasker, or I think I am, right? We all think we're good multitaskers, right? So I think I can, keep the social media going, and I got my messaging going on the phone, and I got, emails coming in. I can't do that. Maybe I could have done that maybe when I was younger, but I need to focus. And I think it's this energy of transition that we're in, because 2023 is a year of transition. And in the Lemurian numerology, 7 is the number for transition, change. So we've gone beyond the 6, which was mastery, the 2022. And here we are in this year of transition. And I have called it, and in the channel article I have this month from Master Imhotep, or Master Elion, whatever you want to call him, he calls it a year of transformation. And I don't dispute that at all. It really does feel like a year of transformation, because things are really changing. And to top it off, and I don't want to go too much into astrology, but there is everybody talks about Mercury retrograde. Well, that's what we had going over New Year's, is a Mercury retrograde, and we'll have it until the 18th of January. So it's a time when we don't have to go into fear. What we have to do is focus on one thing. And when you focus on it, try and do it from your right brain. So that means you're doing it from a creative side. And that will bring in the energies of January, the number 1. So the number 1 is the energy of creator source light. So in this month of January, we've got this creative energy flowing. And when we combine that with the 7 for 2023, we have this energy of change and transition that's flowing. If we put that creative energy in it and try not to go from the left brain, which is the linear thinking, it has to be this way. This is the way it's always been done. Open up your heart to change and being able to look at things more creatively. So what if it doesn't go the way you think it's supposed to go? Maybe look where you are at that very moment and see if a new path has opened up for you to take step forward in a different way. Maybe you haven't done it that way before, but try it. It might work. So that's kind of what happened to me over New Year's weekend here. We had a complete meltdown of our TV, internet, all the systems. And I'm thinking, I do webinars, I need this stuff. So, I mean, a path opened up for us to change. And it's ending up being even better than it was before. I don't want to go into company commercials or anything like that, but it's working better for us. And it's all because I just took a breath and I thought, well, this isn't the way I usually do things, but, and I'm real good on, linear thinking. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try that. I'm going to try and look and see where I am and what are the possibilities, and let's take a step. Just take a step. And once you take a step, the whole way, because your guide, remember that entourage I talked about? That whole guidance energy is there, and they're looking, they go, oh, she took a step. Oh, let's light her path. let's see if she follows this light that we're putting on her path. Because, you know, the guidance can't do it for us. They're not human like us. They can't do the journey for us. But what they can do is they can light our path and show us possibilities. Then we have to choose. We have to make the choice of, you know, what am I willing to do to change? So that energy that we're in right now is pretty interesting. This whole energy of the 7 transition, which is the whole year. So watch this whole year. And in the channeled article on my website, there's a link to it on the homepage, is a fantastic article about the whole year and the predictions for 2023, which you may enjoy. And that was in the Sedona Journal issue of predictions. So it's now available on my website, so you can just read it there. And there's also the energy we have this month of creation. The whole month of January has this creative focus. And it's so perfect because, you know, in the Chinese astrology or in the lunar calendar, later this month around the 20th, 21st, we go into the new lunar year. And that is always the Aquarius new moon. And that's just beautiful spiritual energy that's coming forth. So we can use this energy now. And what I suggest is, I always suggest this in December, and I talked about this in the December program, and you can find the recordings of all the previous programs on my YouTube channel if you want to go back and watch. What I suggest is you make a list of the mastermind statements or the positive affirmations or what you want to create in this new year. So I have a 2-pager going right now. And what I did on New Year's Eve, you know, amid all the chaos and the cacophony of fireworks going off in our world over here in Hawaii, I didn't dare go outside because I thought some projectile might hit me or something. So I tore them up this year. I didn't burn them. I tore them up, and I tore up my affirmations or my positive statements from last year. You know, and I kind of reviewed it and I checked up. I got that one. I got that one. I got that one, and then I had a new list for 2023. So I've got this 2-pager going now that has all these affirmations. And so you can do that too. You can just, and it doesn't have to be a 2-pager. You can write just a few statements that you really feel strongly about, and you do it in the present tense, and you just make a list of the things that you want. And I go back to it occasionally during the year. I don't read it every night, but I trust that this energy is dedicated for this year. My guidance, and this is another one of your heart to spirit connections, is my guidance knows I have this list. I've dedicated it. It's in the etheric energy, and they understand what my intention is, and they can help me. They can light my path to get to that point. So if we don't verbalize or write it down or commit to something that we want, how is anybody going to know? I mean, how's the universe going to know what you want? So say what you want for this new year and write it down. So Sandra has something here. Oh, Sandra likes the article. Thank you, Sandra. And yes, it was a challenge for me. This electronic breakdown was a challenge. But I was breathing. I have the 5 breath self-healing meditation. So I was doing an awful lot of breathing and listening and writing. So this automatic writing, when you, and and here's another really important thing for our heart to spirit connections. And I know Wendy knows this really well, is to go down into your heart and expand your heart energy. Just feel it go down. Just drop your awareness down to your heart and let it expand, and just feel the love. Just feel the love for yourself. And everybody, we all need to do that every now and then. Just get into our hearts and just feel the love, because it can be really challenging to be in the world we have today. So create your own space of love that you can get into and just feel that love, right? And center in there and do your meditation, your breathing, your meditation. And it doesn't have to be a long meditation. You know, even if you're just beginning 5 or 10 minutes, but expand it, you know, to half an hour, or if you feel like it, an hour. And when you come out, have a piece of paper there and a pen, and just start writing. You can ask a question that you want the answer to, or you can say something, or you just write words, maybe just write a word. It doesn't have to be much, a word, a sentence. Even you could even draw a picture if you feel like you're a right brainer. Draw a picture. And this is a part of your heart to spirit connection, because you've made that heart, you've centered in your heart, and you're making that connection into your spirit guidance. And you can ask, you know, who am I speaking with? You know, ask, you know, it could be your higher self, could be an angel, it could be someone you knew that's passed on, it could be any kind of guidance that you have. And it's really fun to start to get to know who's in your entourage, who's helping you. And because you're in your heart and you're centered in love, you're not going to get any pernicious energies. You're going to get your heartfelt guidance coming through. So you're kind of sheltered in this love that allows you to do that. So how do you feel about that? I'm just going to take a breath for a moment and see how you feel about that, because I think it's really essential for this year of what I like to call a year of transformation. And while I'm waiting, and see if you have anything to say, I have over here. Oh, go ahead, Wendy. Ask to unmute. There you go. You just click, I think. Did I ask you to unmute? Yeah. Go ahead.
Hi, Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
I really enjoyed your very first sentence when you said one of your first sentences, align with our spiritual guidance. And that's everything, I think, in a way, Karinna, for me, because our spiritual guidance is always there, be it angels or gurus or the high self or whatever that is coming through. But if we're not aligned, we're not listening. So we have to really be open to listen. And for me, and I really appreciate all the healings I've been doing with you monthly now, and I really feel a difference in my life, a little more lightness, and there's just changes that I feel I'm getting in your signature cell healing. And I want to thank you for that too at the beginning of this year, because I will continue to do that.
That's great. I'm really glad.
I really see that aligning, that really resonated with me anyway, that word, because that is where I want to be this year, continually releasing and aligning with that guidance, because no one can live my life but me. And I really
that's so beautiful.
Thank you.
That is so beautiful. And a wonderful thing to remember, Wendy, because no one can live your life but you, but there's a lot of people that might want to try. And so try to help you, let's put it that way, and everybody's well-intentioned. But if you are centered in your heart, when you're centered in your heart, and when you're getting those signature cell healings, that's very good. I like to get mine too, because it helps. It gives you a time when you can, you're on the healing table, and there's nothing going on. You're lying there. You don't have to help me. I'm doing the healing, and you just listen. you just walk, for you, you're very intuitive. So, you also perceive what the messages are coming through for you. So it's a really good time to just, an hour, take a space, get out of it. But we can also do self-healing with signature cell healing, right? So the 5 breath self-healing meditation, we can also do on ourselves. There's a lot in signature cell healing. And I'm going to be doing workshops this year. It's looking better and better that, things are opening up for me to be able to do in-person workshops again. So that's something that we teach in the workshops, is how to do your self-healing as well. And then you begin to learn how to heal other people. So thank you so much for that, Wendy. And it is so important to be in our hearts and living our life, because I love that point, because there's people all around us. And I don't say don't listen to those people. And this is something that my mentor, Kahu Fred, who passed in November, he always, what I noticed about him, and I knew him for 25 years, he evolved his journey by listening to the people around him. He knew that the other people in his life were trying to tell him something. So if there's somebody in your life and they come up with something, don't just dismiss it. Listen to it, and think, okay, and it could be somebody that's angry. I mean, I get that. But what is the reflection for myself in that? And over the years, I really learned that I was a pretty angry person in early on, and I attracted some pretty angry people to me. So I had to learn by listening and by looking, and Kahu just did that so very well. And when he said, like a true mentor, like a true master, when he was teaching or when he said something, especially in a small group of people, if he said something and he said some pretty profound stuff, if you didn't hear it, he didn't repeat it. So he knew that the people that were with him, if he sent that wisdom out and we weren't ready to hear it, he wasn't going to repeat it because we weren't ready. He might bring it in, maybe a couple months later and try again. And if somebody got it, then that was fine. But he knew that at that point, he didn't try and say, oh, you're not listening to me, or, oh, what is this? Just remember, maybe sometimes when you say something, that person is not ready to hear what you have to say. And I can return the focus to myself and focus on my own journey. Yeah. So what I also want to do is get back to the Lemurian numerology, and what's really fun and what I like to do, and even though we're pretty well into the program, is bring out the Lemurian prophecy cards over here. And I got them right here. And so we're going to shuffle them 5 times. And this is another one of those heart to spirit connections that you can do, because this is just a regular playing deck. And this is something that I learned from Kahu Fred Sterling and Master Guide Kirill to do the Lemurian prophecy cards. And there's not very many of us left that are doing these, to tell you the truth. So I shuffled 5 times because 5 is the number for love in Lemurian numerology. And I like everybody on the program today, just send your light into the cards. Take a breath and add mine. And then we'll cut them in half. And I'm going to pull out the card for today. Okay, this is great. Okay, so our card for today, let's get this right. Our card for today is the 9 of Diamonds. So in the Lemurian prophecy cards, just like all card decks, there's 4 suits, right? There's the physical, the spiritual is the spades, the clubs is the mental body. Okay, so there are 4 bodies: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. The spiritual is represented by the spades, the mental body by the clubs, the emotional body by the hearts, and the physical body is represented by the diamonds. And the rest follows the Lemurian numerology. So the 9 is the number for completions and new beginnings. So if you see a 9, you're already at the new beginning. So here we are with a physical new beginning. So it's just perfect for our month of January. We're at the new beginning. And this is the time to don't look back. I mean, it's okay to look back on 2022 and, you know, be grateful and whatever. I know we all got to do our taxes. So you do have to kind of look back a little bit and think, oh no, why did I do that? No, so we look back a little bit, but it's really important to close the door on last year and look forward, because, you know, as Master Kirill Kahu always said, you can't change what's past. And that includes anything. That includes anything that you've said, anything that you've done. The only thing that you can change about the past is how you feel about it. So, you know, worrying about it or being angry about it or anything like that is not going to change it, right? Everybody, I mean, we know that, you know, consciously we know that, but on a feeling level, we all have regrets, and we all kind of, I mean, I do that all the time. I'm reflecting, I should have done that, or why didn't I do that? But I know in my heart, I can't change it. And it helps me to move on a little more quickly and say, okay, you know, next time I'm going to try and do it differently and come a little more from my heart. So this is the energy. This 9 of diamonds is the energy of this new year. And I'm so grateful to have that as a representation of what we're doing here today. Let me just get my screen rearranged here again. So it's a time when we can all focus on that new beginning. And the Lemurian numerology helps us. And one way it can help us is for you to find out your own personal Lemurian numerology, because we are all, remember I said we all come in with a blueprint, right? And that blueprint is a life blueprint, and we carry it with us in the signature cell in the center of our head, in the pineal gland. So in the pineal gland, what we learn in signature cell healing, which Kahu Fred Sterling developed, is that our blueprint is there, and that's guiding our journey. And that cell talks to every other cell in your body. And all the cells know your blueprint, and they're playing out the plan that you created, or I created, everybody creates before we come in. So this is a time when you're born is an exact time. And I know astrologers look at the time and all of that, and that shows your blueprint on a wheel, right? But if you add up your month, day, and year of when you were born, so your birthday, all the numbers, and bring them down to one digit, you'll learn your Lemurian life path number. And that's very helpful because I learned that I am a 5. So all my life, I've been working on love, on understanding unconditional love. So it's a real journey, because whatever your number is, you're going to kind of see things reflected to you, based on this feeling or this energy that you brought with you. So that's another thing I look at with people in readings, how to work with the life path number and things like that. But you can do it yourself, really simply just adding up the numbers. And it's a great tool of heart to spirit connections. So as Sandra mentioned in the chat, we have this channel writing this month, and called Create Change and Transform Your Life in 2023. So a quote from that is, you have opportunities to engage the new transformational energies that are available to you more strongly this year of transition. Remember that every thought that you have, positive or negative, contributes to the collective consciousness of all life on earth. So choose your thoughts carefully and let love guide the energy from your heart into your mind. Focus on positive outcomes and raise your vibration in meditation, and you will become more aware of the love all around you. So I like that part of the article because it helps us remember that it's not just me on this earth. I'm part of a collective consciousness of energies that have come here for this great shift in consciousness. And I'm connected to everyone. It's not just me. My thoughts go into a weave of energy, of consciousness that surrounds the whole planet. And if I can contribute positively into that weave, I want to do that. I want to share love and send it out into that weave, and thereby raise the whole vibration of the earth. And, you might say, or I could hear, maybe people thinking, hey, what about Karinna? There's a kind of a ugly world out there. There's a lot of stuff happening. But you know what? I think that is what certain elements want us to focus on. And so it becomes more prevalent in our world. So if we watch a lot of news and just remember that what you're watching is what they want you to see. So you choose what you want to focus on. So if you want to focus in that light on what's going on in government, or and that's okay to stay aware of those things. I like to, but I don't let it color my feeling about what's happening in my life. I choose to be positive, and I choose to be in love, and I choose to focus. That's why I like to go down to the beach, to Kailua Beach, and take a walk on the beach, and say, hey, I live here, I could go here anytime, so find something positive in your world to focus on, and nurture your connection to spirit, because there is more than the third dimensional mainstream world that we often have to live in, of course, in our lives. We can elevate our awareness in many ways and get above it and create positive feelings in our body, in our life. Because when you have those negative thoughts, they can really influence your physical well-being. So be very careful with that, because I've noticed that when I let it slide, and I'm on a negative trend, or I don't feel positive, I start to feel really lousy physically. So it's really important for us to elevate our awareness of what's going on, our feeling of love, and know that that's making a positive impact on us physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And find something in your life that you can shift your focus to when you get that negative feeling. So we've all maybe got people in our lives and family or whatever that might want to, draw us off onto a negative tangent. Find something where you can shift it, laugh, watch a funny movie, something that will elevate your awareness out of that energy that can really make us sick. And it's not about, my parents, when they were around, they called it airy fairy, and you're not living in the real world. And it's like, we all create our own reality. Who's to say what is reality? I think everyone, if you look out into the world, into the news, even just go out on the street, everybody's living in their own reality. So I choose to make mine a positive one. And I invite you to do that as well. Yeah. So, okay. So Sandra says that's an important suggestion, but I didn't see what it was. So I'm gonna say thank you, because I was on a roll. anyway, as we come to the closing minutes, I just want to lead you in a short meditation of what we can do in this new year. So I've got a meditation this month to manifest change. So we can engage the process in manifesting change in this meditation. And let's bring forth the energies of transition for this new year. So everybody sit comfortably and just start breathing deeply. Close your eyes, just relax. Breathe in through your nose, lock it, slight pause, exhale through your mouth, and bring your awareness into your heart chakra. So drop it down into your heart and keep breathing, and just feel your heart light beginning to expand. And let the light from your heart start to expand and surround you, almost like in a bubble of light. And you just feel this beautiful feeling of love. And keep breathing and just feel yourself there. And now in front of you, imagine one of your strongest, your heartfelt desire, something that you really want to create in this new year. Just pick one thing, something that you've been longing for. Maybe it's a better life. If so, what's the feeling of that? Is it maybe something like a new job or a new place to live? See it very clearly in as much detail as you can, and then focus on the feeling. What would it feel like if you were actually in that situation? And see it in full definition, feel its presence. Now, from your heart, send out a strand of your love to this desire that you're manifesting. Send it out from your heart and connect it to this desire. See it connect, feel it connect, and know in your heart that you deserve to be happy, that you're worthy of having what you want. This process of creation begins in your emotional body, and that's the level where we create the passionate energy of change. So feel this desire manifesting, connect to it in love, feel the emotion of change, release anything that says you don't deserve it, you're worthy of it, and you deserve to be happy. Continue breathing. Feel it in your heart. Imagine that it's yours and welcome it into your life. And take a moment and feel the knowing that you're the conscious creator of your experience. Okay. So remember, as you immerse yourself in this energy of the year of transition, this year of transformation, align your thoughts positively and passionately in love to create the change and transform your life. And you can come back to this meditation anytime that you like. So when you're ready, keep the connection from your heart to your desire, but bring your awareness back to your heart, and then slowly return to where we began. Gradually come back and feel yourself sitting on your chair, wherever you are. Come back and just know that you've started to open the path to this new desire and manifesting it in love. And when you come back, see if there's any words or a sentence or a picture that you want to write down. Maybe you'd like to write something down on paper that you have there, just to remind yourself of what you imagined. Write it out in a positive statement, in a present tense. You know, this is what you're manifesting, and keep it, energize it, look back on it. And it works for me. I know it can work for you. So as you're coming back, I also wanted to let you know, first of all, that you can get announcements about what's going on with the webinars that I'm doing in my newsletter, which you can sign up for on my website, KarinnaNielsen.com. You can email me anytime, Karinna@KarinnaNielsen.com. I love hearing from you. I also want to say that I'm going to start a new webinar in addition to this one in February. So I'm just giving you a heads up now that there's going to be a new webinar called Heal Yourself with Signature Cell Healing. And it's going to be focused on signature cell healing techniques that you can do yourself for self-healing, and anything that you want to ask about signature cell healing, ways that you can heal yourself. That's going to be on third Wednesdays. So every third Wednesday at 2 p.m. Hawaii time. So that is to reach a broader audience around the world, and allows it to be at a little bit more convenient time for people on the East Coast or on the West Coast. So that starts in February. February 15th will be the first one at 2 p.m. And I'm looking forward to seeing you there too. Also, some of you that have been with me for a while, we know we do this global healing meditation for Mother Earth. And the last one was a few, when was the last one? I don't know, I can't remember, but it was a few nights ago, and it was extremely powerful. And there's information about that in events on my website, Global Healing Meditation for Mother Earth. Let's see, I just saw something come through on the chat. The 3rd. Oh, was it on the 3rd? Yes, the 3rd. Thank you, Sandra. It was on the 3rd, and it was so powerful. I felt my heart was so expansive, and it felt like it connected to Mother Earth so strongly. And I just wanted to know if anybody else was getting anything about that, because it was, when we start, it goes down, we go down into the core of Mother Earth, connect our hearts to Mother Earth, and then bring it back up, and then send a strand of our light to Diamond Head, and in meditation, right? And then we connect with all the others that are there and create this weave of healing light to go around the planet. And we're focusing on the Earth's water systems, especially on our island, Red Hill, Kapukaki, the Red Hill, where they have the fuel tanks. So we're protecting the water aquifer with the energy from this meditation, as well as other water systems on Earth, because that's so essential to our survival, right? So we're focusing our love on that. And I just felt it was really powerful. So the next one will be on the 1st of February. And I send out an announcement on social media, and also in my newsletter. It's on my website as well. So please join me. It's at 10 p.m. your local time, and we create this beautiful weave. I'd also like to invite you to join me tomorrow online at the Honolulu Church of Light for a Healing Sunday. So Honolulu Church of Light has a live webcast of services, and it's the home of signature cell healing, I like to call it. So this is the home of Kahu Fred Sterling and all of us doing signature cell healing. We have a location in Honolulu, but if you're wherever you are around the world, it's at 9 a.m. Sunday, the first and third Sundays. So this is the first Sunday. Well, actually, we postponed it because we didn't want to do it on New Year's. So this is the second Sunday, but it's usually first and third Sundays. So please join me. I'm going to be presenting something there, and you can also send in your healing requests live in the chat, or you can email them in. The website is honoluluchurchoflight.com. So I invite you to join me there, and I'll be speaking a little bit more about this year. And I think our next program, I can also advise you, is the Heart to Spirit Connections will be Saturday, February 4th. So we kind of come to the end of our time. I'm really grateful for all of you joining me today, and look for the recordings on my YouTube channel. Thanks for the heart. And I look forward to hearing from you soon. Mahalo, everybody, and thank you so much. Aloha from Lemuria. Thank you.